Okay. Just kind of update where we're at. These last three games have been hard-fought, tough games. We've fallen short, and there's been kind of a similar theme in all of them. The bottom line is we just haven't played well enough when the game's on the line to get over the hump for different reasons, whether it's inexperience or injuries or whatever. And we just have to find a way to overcome that. We're moving into the fourth quarter of the season. We try to split the season up into 4 quarters, and really important that we go back and understand the things that help us win games. And really, it's our fundamentals. It's our competitive intensity and doing the things that we have to do to win the games. And we're excited about coming back home to Canvas. Really, really excited. We get a couple home games now where we don't have to travel, and we want to get a shot in the arm from that. But we're looking forward to the opportunity. Everybody's going to look at our schedule and say, if we do this, we can do that. And really, none of that matters to us. To us, we're in a 1-game playoff where we get an opportunity to play a very, very good San Diego State team. Even though their record doesn't show it, this program is probably, one of the programs that we always have a lot of respect for. Brady Hoke's a very experienced coach. They play great defense there. They're a very physical team, and they're the type of team where you have to earn everything you get. And we've had some great games with them over the years, and so this is a real challenge for us in our program, and we're looking forward to them. They do a good job of running the football. They do a good job of being balanced offensively, and they have a very difficult defensive scheme that we have to prepare for year in and year out when we play them. And they've been a big challenge. So we got to go back to our fundamentals and our basics of what we really stress as a program, how we want to play, and really answer the challenge. And we've got a chance to really show improvement in these next 3 weeks, and it starts this week with San Diego State.
You talked after the game, some of your players have too, about you could still reach a bowl game. How do you go about not putting the cart before the horse and just you have to approach this one game at a time to get to your final goal?
Yeah, I just kind of said that. We have 3 games left. We can't play 3 games Saturday. We can play 1 game Saturday. So that's really all we're focused on. We've talked about it as a team of playing. It's a playoff game. We got to go win. And that's the way that we look at it. And that's the position we put ourselves in, really. We did not want to be in this position. We know when we saw the schedule, the third quarter was going to be a tough stretch of games, of rivalry games. And, we fell short. We didn't do the things we needed to do to win those games. And so, we're going to continue to learn from those things and go back to work. But all our energy and focus is on playing and winning this game. And we know that this is a really good program we're playing, well-coached team. Got a lot of respect for Coach Hoke and what they do there. And so we're excited about focusing on what we need to do to win this week.
You did mention you get back-to-back home games. How beneficial can that be for this team, dealing with some of the injuries, things like that, especially at this point in time?
Yeah, I think it's just great not to have to travel. Travel takes a lot out of your team when you have to go play on the road and get in a bus and get in a plane. And so that's good for us that we don't have to do that. We had to travel twice in the third quarter. But, we look forward to playing at home. We really do. And to be at home back-to-back weeks here to finish the season is really important.
Third quarters have been kind of a struggle on the scoreboard, at least. What do you guys need to do to be better coming out halftime?
Yeah, we haven't played well in the third quarter the last 2 weeks, and we responded in the fourth this last week, but the third we did not. We have to do a better job. I think one of the areas we really need to do a better job is obviously running the football and then stopping the run. I think we were really disappointed in this last game on our ability to create some big plays in the running game and also stopping, Wyoming in that area. And we're capable of doing a better job. And so that comes back to fundamentals. That comes back to emphasis and technique. And, and then the turnovers really hurt us Saturday. We had 2 turnovers in the third quarter, really gave their offense a short field and made it tough on our defense. And so we've got to do a better job there. You got to have competitive stamina this time of year. I mean, it's been a long haul for us. We've been in a lot of tough competitive games. We've fallen short. And really, the San Diego State team is very similar to us. They played a lot of tough games, a lot of close games, and they've fallen short. I'm sure they're not where they want to be either. And so, it comes down to who's got the most competitive stamina to really execute and compete and do the things they need to do to win.
You guys were obviously missing several key guys. Obviously, Torrey's banged up too. How are guys doing with the longer weekend too?
Yeah, it's we really miss Cam Barito. We really miss Chiggy. We really miss Newer, Gotkuth, and so hopefully we get those guys back. We got some guys that are playing that aren't completely 100%, and that's just kind of the way it is this time of year. Torrey's one of them. Avery's one of them. So we just have to fight through that and prepare ourselves. And, I talked to the guys about how important it is to get rest this time of year. They've been emptying their tank every Saturday, and, you got to get refreshed during the week the best you can and recover so you can give your best effort every Saturday. And so that's really important as well. But we're going to get some of those guys back. I think we'll get Cam back. I think we'll get Newer back, and I think we'll get Chiggy back. And Torrey will find a way to get himself ready to play again this week. So I'm excited about that. I don't know if Aiden Hector will be available. He may have to get some season-ending surgery. He tried to come back, and but otherwise, I'm hoping that we'll get those other guys back for Saturday.
You mentioned having competitive stamina. Is that something that you try and instill in the team, or is that something that you look at your captains to try and instill in the team?
I think we all have to recognize that if we want to reach our goals, we got to have it. And it's just something. There's a difference between trying hard. Nobody really cares if we try hard, and having a competitiveness to you, doing things that you need to do to win. And so that's what we're striving for. As you go through the season, it takes a lot out of you physically and mentally, and you got to restore that, and you got to fill your tank up every week. By the time you get to Saturday, you got to be ready to empty it again. And so, and some teams have to learn how to do that. And I just think we need to learn how to execute better and play fundamentally better in the critical moments of the game, and that's what we're really focusing on this week.
Rocky's no longer at San Diego State. They've always been known for that defense. But so, what do you prepare a young quarterback for what Braden's going to see this week?
Yeah, the one thing they do a great job is that they're always a moving target, and so they have really good players up front. They have good linebackers. They play with an Aztec back there who's kind of like a roaming linebacker / safety. And they're always moving, and so it's just difficult to hit moving targets when they're always stunning and blitzing. And so, first of all, you got to teach them the defense, and then secondly, you have to put a plan together to how to attack that and cover them up and put hats on hats. It'll be really important to have positive rushing yardage in this game and to take care of the football. Really important, and Braden's got to understand the defense and their coverages that they play. And sometimes that guy will drop down like a linebacker, sometimes he'll drop back like a deep safety. So he's got to understand the structure of that. And fortunately, we've been playing against these guys for years, and you have to do a good job with them. The things they see things and they play things very well in your offense, and so you got to do a good job of taking advantage of some of that, and also taking getting scores when you get to opportunity.
What's a fine line of stressing ball security to Braden, but not cutting him off from being explosive?
Yeah, we just want him to recognize and see open receivers, and sometimes he'll see something that's a little different, and he doesn't see guys. He got pressured last week on the first turnover and kind of tried to force the ball into Dallin. And the second one, he just didn't see the backside safety, and that's just or backside backer. You gotta really work your progressions and be disciplined. And we work with him all the time on that. And you can't draw outside the lines. It just doesn't work that way. He's a creative guy, and we don't want to take that away from him. But at the same time, he's got to do a better job of working through his progressions.
Is there a little bit of a balance of also like, hey, sometimes just eating it and punting is better than trying to force?
We would always prefer him to throw it away or scramble than to force it into coverage. And he's a confident guy, and that's what he's had success because of that confidence. And you don't want to take that away from him. But at the same time, he's got to learn from the mistakes that he has, and a lot of that is preparation. For a young quarterback, when guys are in high school, I think they prepare at a high school level. When you come to college, you have to prepare at a college level, and that's just much more detailed. He's got to dive deeper into the defensive adjustments and understand them better. And I think he's learning that as he plays. I think that's one thing experience shows you as a quarterback, how you have to respect the other team and their preparation and their coaches, and you really have to prepare yourself totally for the game.
You said Saturday or Friday night, I guess it was, that he was kind of, obviously bummed, feeling like he had let the team down a little bit. You've talked about his confidence. How have you seen him kind of just, the mental side this weekend coming back of being ready to go again?
Braden wants to win, and we literally do have a 24-hour rule, and when you have that much responsibility, you feel badly when you don't play well. And Braden didn't feel good. He felt like he let the team down. And I told him, I got a great text from Jerry Glanville, and I shared it with Braden. I told him, I said, I'm like your family and your dog. I still love you, even though you didn't play good. And that's the way it's got to be. He's our guy. We put a lot on Braden and for a young guy. And we got to do more to help him. That's why I took responsibility after the game. I feel like we need to do more to help him in those situations. It's not always fair for a young guy to have to carry that load. And he can't feel responsible for making every play in the game. So we got good backs, we got good receivers, we got a good defense, we got guys on special teams. Everybody's got to carry their weight, and Braden doesn't have to carry it all.
What does that look like from you this weekend of helping Braden?
It's putting a good plan together and also showing the team where we all have to pick up and do better. Myself as a coach, all of our staff, and all of our players. One of the things about, the game Friday night, I thought we played hard, but we didn't do things to win the game. We didn't have guys making great plays. We didn't have guys making big plays in any area of our football. And to win a game like that, you have to make plays. And so, we didn't do anything extremely under par, but we really didn't do anything to win the game either. And that was the most disappointing thing about our performance. And so we got to go play, and we're going to play a team this week that is well coached, and you're going to have to go win the game. You can't expect them to give it to you. And none of these opponents that we play will do that. So really important that we go make plays, that we play with confidence, and we limit our mistakes.
Have you been a little perplexed that the explosive plays that you're capable of doing have really kind of ebbed and flowed? They'll disappear at times, and sometimes you'll rely on them.
No, I'm not perplexed. I just know that defenses are going to do everything they can to take those away. And if we don't execute the things that they're giving us, then we're not going to make big plays. And so, we've seen quite a bit of coverage the last couple of weeks. We need to respond and do better in the things that we can attack those defenses with. And, and everybody's got to execute. It's not one guy. It's a complete, 11 guys offensively. And we've got to continue to make our guys understand how to attack those types of defenses. And so, it's something that we have to learn to play in those situations. And everybody's not going to play us exactly the same. But when people do have success, they're going to copy what other people do. And so we have to be ready for that.
What do you feel like the biggest challenges for your defense are this week?
I think the big thing for our defense, and I shared it with our team this morning, when we're not playing the way that we're capable of playing, it really comes down to fundamentals and taking on blocks, shedding blocks, playing with leverage, and tackling clean. We have to do a better job of that. We're playing teams now that are different than teams that we played earlier in the season. These teams really rely on the running game. And so our base fundamentals of playing pad under pad, playing hands, tackling, playing gap responsibility is really important. And we didn't do a good job of that Friday against Wyoming. And so we have to do a better job this week. We're playing a team, San Diego State, that wants to run the football. Their quarterback is one of their leading rushers. That's the strength of their program. That's what they built their program on, defense and running the ball. So we're going to have to do a great job of that this week, and we've talked about that on defense. Thanks, guys.